Hello and welcome to Evolving Ginger Gameplay. My name is Cliffy and today we are playing Crusader Kings 3. We are starting in the year 867 and we are going to be playing as the I guess chiefdom of Vestfold. So normally this is ruled by a different character, however we did a create our own character, Chieftain Aslak. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And we gave them the traits of wrathful and vengeful, which are both virtuous for our faith. So we get a little extra piety there. Also increases our martial and prowess and dread, which we're going to be playing as we're going to need to expand quickly and often, and also go on a lot of raids to help fund us with both the gold and prestige we will need for that. And there's several reasons for that, why we need to expand quickly and often, which is if we don't, to our east, I think this is pronounced as Upland, which is ruled by Jarl Born Ironside, one of the sons of Ragnar Lothbrok. He will quickly, sometimes he will either quickly or often create the Kingdom of Sweden. So I think one of our early war targets here will be Varmland. And our goal is to take over part of this because it is likely that he will take over this and just integrate it as a part of the Kingdom of Sweden. And then to our south we have what is part of modern day Denmark, and I'm not entirely sure on how to pronounce that, but we're gonna go with Swaland, which I'm probably butchering. So, and then also kind of more of modern day Denmark, we have another name which I'm not entirely sure on how to pronounce, but I'm going to go with Jylland. So we have several large kingdoms to worry about already. So we're going to try to form probably what is the Kingdom of Norway, and we'll probably take Varmland, Pelamork, and also this Uppland as well, I believe. They are another kingdom to watch, but it'll be interesting to see how this plays out. We'll definitely be going on raids, but we need to secure a little more security at home, just build up our troop numbers, because otherwise, particularly Jarl Born and Jarl Sigurd, another son of Ragnar, will be potentially huge threats down the line. So we're gonna get going. Oh, and also we took Chast, and the reason why I took that is that as a part of our, it's either culture or faith, or maybe it's tied to tribal, we are going to have concubines, and we are going to need to have as many as possible in order, because that will add to our prestige, our monthly prestige gain. But there's the chance that we have children with that. And in prior playthroughs, I've ended up with like somewhere between like 10 and 20 children, just between marriages and concubines, and the game gets a little out of control, I think. So we'll see how this goes. This might be a huge disaster, but we'll see how it goes. Alrighty, and away we go. So one of the first things we're going to do here is we're going to check our council. See what we have here. So we have a fairly decent Godi, or priest, with 13 learning. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Our chancellor is kind of shit. Our chancellor isn't great. Only 7 there. We don't have a marshal. Our steward is not good, and we do not have a competent spy master either. So we've got a few issues we got to figure out here. So I think number one, the first thing we're going to do is go to court, and we are going to invite some champions. We're gonna send that out because we need people in our court. We're also just gonna have a quick look here, and we're gonna do this by inheritable traits. Even though we would not get any I think despite the fact that we would not get any alliances out of this, we will still go with this. And the reason being is that she has the intelligent trait, which means that there's a very likely chance that our children are going to be either quick and or intelligent. And I believe that the two combined can also give you genius, but I'm not entirely sure on that. But and then we will take her as a concubine, which if we go to prestige, it should show. Does not show. I wonder if they edited that or if it's just still early, so we'll find out. But I think for now we're gonna make him our marshal, just because we need the military, or yeah, we need to expand, go on some raids. We're gonna choose the martial lifestyle because that is our education trait. We are going to take the strategy focus, I think. The +5 advantage is nice. The attraction opinion I don't really care about. The prowess is nice. But I think the +3 in martial will be better. I wouldn't mind that control growth though. I think since we're going to be trying to expand as quickly as possible, we're going to actually go authority focus because that extra control growth will be excellent. We would also get some through serve the crown, but since we're going to be leading a lot of battles, I think we're going to take stalwart leader and get the prowess. All three, yeah, these are pretty good though. The minus 50%. No, we'll still take prowess. We do not have a player here. That's fine. Few champions we invited. So we only have 465 soldiers to start with. I'm surprised. This must be new because I don't recall always starting with already having some men at arms, but it's extra soldiers, so they have 1,088 there, 11,097, 650. Yeah, we need more soldiers pretty badly here. We're up to 500. We're going to recruit him. Assign you. I'm going to assign you. Okay, so now we have almost 900 troops to call upon. We are instantly going to declare war here and take this over. We can see that we're using some piety here because we're tribal to conquer. We get a pretty good amount of piety. The wrathful and vengeful, having both of those +2 right there is great. We also apparently have a holy site to begin with, which I believe the holy sites sometimes change. Let's take a look. Why is it saying... Interesting. Whoa. Never seen one there before. I'm not entirely sure there. Yeah. Just to quickly go over this. So, for our Norse faith, which I cannot pronounce, true. Yeah. We have patron gods, so we can pick a god, which we'll do here shortly. That will give us some bonuses. We have warmonger. We get Casa Spelli for neighboring rulers. We can invade. We can use an invasion Casa Spelli once per lifetime. We don't have a head of faith, so we don't have to worry about that. And blood executions earn piety instead of costing piety. Able to hold grain sacrifices, and once a decade for same faith. What is pluralis? Yeah, that's fine. Head of our culture group is Jarl Born. He's currently fascinated by Banis. Levi reinforcement rate plus 15%. I think personally I would rather see it be... Well, that'll be fine. There's some other interesting ones here. But we do start off with longships and Viking tactics and herds. So we can recruit Huskarls as men-at-arms. There's also the Varangian. Adventure Casa Spelli. There's longships, which will allow us to raid overseas. We can sail in major rivers, and our embarkation cost is minus 75%. So every time that we have to go on and off our ships, we have to pay some money. That's minus 75%, so that adds up, and our boats move faster. And then Viking tactics just allows us some more recruiting there. Alright, well, so we are going to declare war though. Try to start this off, declare war. Going to raise all here. We are going to lead our troops there. And instantly go for the throat. Now it says chances are even, but we have a lot more. We have more troops than them. The troops are better quality. And we have a better commander than they do. You can see our advantage here. Oh, that was fast. And I believe that we just lost our... Yep, we just lost our Goatee or priest. Not ideal. Well, it could be worse. The only one I really don't want to lose right now would be our Marshal, just because of the plus 17. Actually, let's take a look at our court. We could recruit her, but she's an imbecile. Yeah, we don't need her. So we're going to siege this down. Once we've sieged this down, we will be able to declare ourselves the winners of this. I mean, they're coming back in with more troops, but we should still be able to win. You can see we still have an advantage. See, we have another. He's decent, plus 12 or 12 prowess. Yeah, he'll be fine. plus with his 11 stewardship, we're just going to make him our steward. And we might have to do this one more time, but after that they should be wiped. Nope, they're still sticking around, but this is taking longer than I had hoped, but we can see we're at plus 50% here just from, and that's maxed out due to battles won. Another victory, and we did capture the marshal, or their marshal. See any good? Alright, so we captured a good knight of theirs. I actually kind of want to recruit him. Yeah, I'm not worried about you. However, that does remind me that we just don't have a good one. Also, I just realized that our wife is ill, so that's not great, but hopefully she pulls through. I think we're going to make you... we're going to make you our Agodi for now. And then we are going to make you our court physician. And we are going to put in him as our spy master. Make you our chancellor. That was a very roundabout way, but now we've improved that as best we can. Court. Another decent fighter who's even better. Make you our new chancellor. Go to military and just check out. Slowly again. Oh, that reminds me. We are going to negotiate his release and recruit him because he is a decent fighter, but he's also got 18 martial, so he'd be a good ruler, good knight slash general. So we're gonna recruit him. We can't ransom him because would not his current chieftain would not accept that. However, it will just strengthen us. So. One more battle here. Our numbers have been greatly diminished, however, they are down, and we are about to take over their castle. Boom. And we also captured, looks like his wife, possibly. And a child. So So we're going to ransom the child, take all his gold. Yeah, there's... You could kill her for some dreaded stuff, but we won't. Yeah. We are just going to... So we got what gold we could from him, and now we are just going to enforce demands. Take over his land. His now is now ours. We're going to disband our armies. And now we have expanded slightly. So we still have 1,000 men. Almost, yeah. 773. We might go after him next. But we need to let our numbers replenish here. We could create the Duchy of Viking, however we don't quite have enough gold. And we could go raiding as well, but I need our numbers to replenish here. As you can see, we now have a total number of potential number of 1,081, or excuse me, 1,082 troops now. But it's only at about 713, so let's let that replenish. We could... Wow, this is a new one. We can create a stave church. I don't recall seeing this before. Wow. Alright, so we will definitely try to build this down the line. But for now, I think... I think we'll hold off on building anything for now, but we'll probably either build a marketplace or some walls. So he's off raiding right now, actually, so as soon as this is up more, we might just go in for the... We're just shy on enough troops that I'm comfortable to attack him. Might create, you know, we could go after him, which would be an easier target, so I think we might just go to war with them right now. Basically, as we just want to expand as quickly. Oh, they just lost some troops there too. No, they actually gained troops, I think. Yeah. He has a lot of special. Alright, so we're going to declare war. I'm going to raise all our troops. We are still leading them. Why do we only have 105 troops? We're going to set sail and try to take them over as quickly as possible. Name of the game, expand, expand, expand. Will this help us increase our total number of troops? I'm going to the wrong place. Just waiting for the recently disembarked to end because as you can see down here, because we just came off our boats, we're getting minus 30 to our advantage. Yeah, let's go. And this should be a lot faster than the previous one. See, we have a +5 advantage. Alright, one of our champions killed one of their champions. And their troops are retreating. They'll be back, as we just saw. We have a new perk we can take. We're gonna take Serve the Crown. That mainly for that extra control growth. Dread is also nice. For right now, the Dread would just be nice for, well, the Dread's more useful, I think, once you're like a king or emperor, but it's still nice to have. Like, there's no downsides to it as far as I'm aware. But the control growth plus 0.3 per month. I mean, once we take over a new territory, so as you can see here, low control may lead to county corruption in the primary way. It also lowers our taxes. So if we look here, we can see that we only have 5 control just because we recently took it over. So the amount of levies we can get from here, which is soldiers, is minus 47%. So we're only getting half the troops we could from here. Not ideal. And you can see that the taxes there are minus 94%. So, but we can see here that because of Serve the Crown, which we just took, and our authority focus, we're getting plus 0.6, plus the base value of +1. So if we didn't have these, this would be going up very slowly. Instead, every month it's going up by 0.7 instead of 0.1. So that extra plus 0.6 is huge. So 1 year, 12 months, so 12 times 0.7 is, was that 8.4? So our control will be up to like 13 after 1 year instead of like 2. And if we wanted to increase it even further, we could have our marshal, instead of organizing our levies, he could increase control in county, but he can only do 1 at a time, whereas the 2, we'll call them perks, will benefit, once we take over here, will benefit that both spots at the same time. So super useful, and it's just it's basically passive. It is passive. You can see we just wiped them out again. They're down to 262 troops. I think once we've taken over here, we will go after them next. Just the longer we wait, the more likely that, you can see they have 3 children here. The longer we wait, the more likely they start marrying off their children. Once they marry off their children, they'll have alliances, and then some of these places will just become harder and harder to take over. Him, I'm not as worried about right now. Ideally, though, I really want to try to go... Which one were you? Our spy master, okay, you were no one special, I'm not too worried about that. Really could use some more people in our court, though. So, just as a summary here to save, hopefully, some people out there some time, what I did was I did a couple tests to figure out what the actual prestige effects of the not having enough concubines, having enough concubines, just because I was curious, and I completely misunderstood how it works. So, and when I was testing this, that was between the re-release of the Northern Lords and the Royal Court, which is pending DLC, with a release date of TBD, and its game version Azure 1.4.4. Basically, if you're at the chieftain level, there is no effect on your monthly prestige gain or loss based off of the number of concubines you have. So if you have 0, there's no effect, and if you have 3, there's no effect. I misunderstood. I thought regardless, if you didn't have enough, you would take a hit, and that if you had more than enough, that you would gain extra monthly prestige, which is not the case. Once you create a duchy and you are now a jarl, there's a slight change, which isn't much. If you have 0 concubines, then there is a negative 0.1 hit to your monthly prestige. Once you have 1 or more, then there is no effect on prestige. And so that's the same with 1, 2, or 3. There's no gain, it's just a flat 0. And then once you have a king title, it kind of bumps up by 0.1 there. So at 0 you have a negative 0.2 hit to your monthly prestige. When you have 1 concubine as a king, then it's negative 0.1 to prestige, and then once you have 2 or 3, there's no effect. And then finally with Emperor, it just continues that theme there of if you have 0 concubines, it's a negative 0.3 hit to your monthly prestige. Once you have 1, it's negative 0.2. Once you have 2 concubines, then it is negative 0.1. And then once you're at 3, it's no change to your monthly prestige, it's just flat. It is what it is. So fertility affects this, however. Basically, if you have a concubine that is infertile, she does not count towards reaching that baseline that you need to have no effect. So if you're a jarl and you have 1 concubine, and through age or random event she becomes infertile, she will now count. The game will count it as if you have 0 concubines, and you will take that negative 0.1 hit to your prestige, even though she fills that role. I don't fully understand why and what the reasoning behind it, but that's just the way it tested out. And I tested it out a couple different ways, and that's just the way it worked. So, so hopefully this is helpful to someone out there.